Right now, billions of dollars are pouring into AI initiatives across every industry. Rand Corporation tracked what happens next, and the numbers are brutal. The technology usually works fine in the lab. But somewhere between the proof of concept and the production rollout, things fall apart. Not because the models broke, because nobody asked whether the organization was ready to change how it operates. There's a pattern to this. 5 specific failure points, showing up in the same order, at company after company. And every single one is preventable, if you know where to look. Think about what actually happens inside a company after a failed ASSI pilot. It's not just the budget line item. According to Rand Corporation research, most of these projects fail before they even reach production. And here's the part nobody tracks. The engineers who championed that project quietly update their resumes. Middle managers who approved the budget stop approving anything experimental. So the next time someone proposes an AI initiative, even a good one, the room goes quiet. That organizational scar tissue builds up fast, and it's invisible on any balance sheet. McKinsey found that only about half of AI projects ever make it past the pilot phase. And it's rarely the technology that breaks. What kills these projects is a chain reaction that starts long before anyone writes a single line of code. Pick the wrong problem, something flashy instead of something painful, and you've already poisoned every decision that follows. The metrics won't make sense. The pilot won't translate. Your team won't trust it. And by the time you notice, you're locked into a vendor contract built on a broken foundation. The pattern is painfully predictable. A team gets excited about a flashy use case, maybe generating marketing copy or predicting customer churn, but they never asked whether the problem was worth solving with AI in the first place. Rand Corporation research found that most failed projects chose problems where traditional software would have worked just fine. Then comes the second trap. Even when the problem is right, nobody bothered to measure how things work today. Think about it. If you don't know your current error rate, your current processing time, your current cost per transaction, how do you prove anything improved? Leadership doesn't fund feelings. They fund results with numbers attached. Without that before and after comparison, even a genuinely successful AI deployment looks like an expensive experiment. Here's what makes this stage so dangerous. The pilot runs on clean, curated data, maybe a few thousand records, hand-picked by the team that built it. Everything works beautifully. But production means millions of messy records with missing fields, duplicate entries, and formats nobody anticipated. Rand Corporation research found that AI systems regularly degrade when exposed to data that even slightly differs from training conditions. And the cost surprise is brutal. A demo running on a single cloud instance might cost $50 a month. Scale that to production traffic, and you're looking at thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, before anyone budgeted for it. The gap isn't technical skills. It's that demos and production are fundamentally different engineering problems, and most teams don't realize that until the invoice arrives. Most companies prepare for the technical challenges. Almost none prepare for the human ones. Rand Corporation research found that organizational resistance, not bad algorithms, is the top reason AI projects stall after deployment. And it makes sense. When someone's built their career around a specific workflow, an AI tool doesn't feel like help. It feels like a threat. Meanwhile, on the vendor side, the trap is even quieter. You sign a 2-year contract for a managed AI platform, and 6 months in, your entire data pipeline runs through their proprietary format. Switching costs balloon. You're not choosing to stay. You just can't afford to leave. Both problems share the same fix. Plan for them before you sign anything or deploy anything. Consider what happens 2 years after you sign with a vendor. Rand Corporation research shows organizations routinely underestimate switching costs by a factor of 3 or more. Your data formats get shaped around their system. Your team builds workflows that only work with their tools. And every quarter, your negotiating power gets weaker, not stronger. Meanwhile, companies that invest in building their own AI capability hit a crossover point. Usually around 18 months in, their internal models start outperforming the vendor solutions they replaced. Not because they hired better engineers, but because they trained on proprietary data no vendor could ever access. That's the real moat. The question isn't which path is faster today, it's which one leaves you with leverage 3 years from now. The Rand Corporation studied dozens of AI projects and found something counterintuitive. The teams that launched fewer projects actually got better results. Why? Because filtering forces you to stress test assumptions before you spend real money. Run every idea through those 5 failure stages like a pre-mortem. Where would it break? Stage 2? Stage 4? If it cracks at 2 or more points, that's not pessimism. That's a diagnostic saving you 6 months of wasted engineering. Now, there's a catch. This only applies when real budget is on the line. A weekend prototype that costs nothing? Ship it. Learn from it. The rule protects your big bets, not your experiments.